What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Now, listen, can I say something? And, I already know how this is going to come across. I know how this is going to sound. And I know that this may reach certain ears of those, not necessarily some of the cousins, but someone who may just randomly run across this video. Some of the girls and boys on Twitter last year told me that I was being anti Black because I said that based off of the direction that my eyes see, what Cardi did in court when that man asked her, "How do you know she's big?" I mean, I said based off of what I see, it appears as though the Real Housewives of Atlanta, they're going into a Baddies of Atlanta direction. You know, it looks as though it's a basketball and basketball wives ATL type of setup. It's giving very love and hip hop ish. That's what I said. And there were some people who didn't like what I said, which is fine. We don't have to always agree. And they said that I was being anti-Black based off of my comments. But girl, if it looked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, then girl, it's a duck. And so fast forward, and I based my opinion off of how the promo picture was. I didn't feel that I felt as though the promo picture that was for last season, it was giving a very Basketball Wives T, a VH1, MTV, a very love and hip hop ish type of feel. It didn't fall underneath what I've seen as it pertains to promo shots under the Real Housewives umbrella. We've seen some outstanding promo shoots, and I just felt like even though I did think I thought the picture was fab, I just didn't think that it fell underneath Real Housewives. I think multiple things can be true at the same time. All the ladies look great. The picture was fab. I like the leather, the cheetah print, but girl, what is this for? Because this can't be for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then fast forward, not only was I right about it giving a love and hip hop ish type of feel, we literally have someone that was on Love and Hip Hop on the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that's K. Michelle. So I was right. Thank you. So I was over here minding my business last night, and one of my friends texted me and they said, "Have you seen this?" And I saw it was a picture. I saw it was a video, but the first face I saw was Giselle. So I instantly knew that it was something to do with Potomac. And so I click on it and I was absolutely floored. Now I'm going to play a few seconds of it's basically a promo video for the upcoming season. So I'm just going to play a few seconds of the video and then we're going to talk.
I'm a baddie. They know who I am. I'm a baddie. Hair done, nails did. I'm a baddie.
This is all I'm saying. I have my gutter snipe ways. Sometimes I feel like a baddie. you know? I don't know what it is about the Real Housewives, about Bravo, NBC Universal, these producers that want to take the Black franchises into this baddie era. I don't get it. I don't understand it. When I saw, because I'm a baddie, because I'm a baddie, girl, all I could think about was baddie, baddie, shot o'clock. Woo! Girl, that's all I could think about.
It's baddie, baddie, shot o'clock. Woo! Baddie, baddie, shot o'clock.
I don't know why they want the girls to be bad bitches. I don't know why they want the girls to be baddies. Like, I don't believe that they would ever make this a promo song for the girls on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, I know that the way that we operate, right? The way that we move, our culture is completely not can be, it's completely different than white culture. Well, they ain't even really got no culture, if we're gonna be honest about it, no tea, no shade. But when I think of the housewives, I don't think of this baddie aesthetic. Now, if we're gonna be honest, right? Because of the direction that they're going with Atlanta, I could see that as a song that they played on Atlanta. That's the direction that they're going. Portia said last year in the after show that she wanted Phaedra back on the show because Phaedra gives that twerk energy. That's what Portia said. So they're going into that baddie lane. So if they played that song in Atlanta, as much as I would still roll my eyes based off of the direction that they're going, it would make sense. When I think of Potomac, it is so weird. Like I was telling my friend last night, we went from etiquette in season 1 to now being baddies in season 10. Giselle, Wendy, Karen, Stacy, Ashley, who else? The new girls, Monique, all the girls that are coming back this season. None of them give, I'm a baddie. If that makes sense. The energy that they're giving on Atlanta, it is giving baddie energy. The energy that they're giving on Potomac is not giving baddie energy to me. I would feel some type of way if that was the type of song they had playing in the background. I would. It ain't got nothing to do with trying to go against black culture. It don't have nothing to do with girl that being anti-black. Girl, where are we going with the black franchises on Bravo? Why must we do baddie baddie shot o'clock? Girl, why must this be like this? What are we doing? I'm so confused. I don't get it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. And I think that for the people out there who feel as though considering someone to be anti-black is going against something that sometimes can be associated with hood, girl, that's anti-black. I know that we're not a monolith. However, when it comes to the Real Housewives, we do expect it to look a certain way. Now, again, what we're getting from Atlanta is giving love and hip hop. That it is what it is. But that's not what we expect. The expectation is not to turn on our TV. And when we look at Potomac, a franchise that was introduced to us about etiquette and you put your pinky in the air when you drink your tea. And I will be vindicated. And when you sip like this. You sip, you smell it, right? Swish it around. It was all about etiquette. So to go from etiquette to girl, I'm a bad bitch season 10, baddie, shot o'clock. It's weird to me. And they're only doing this with the black franchises. I don't get it. And I don't like it. But I guess it is what it is. We're going to go live tomorrow. Just an FYI. It just popped in my mind. We're going to talk about K. Michelle and Reasonably Shady. Giselle and Robin. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Does that make sense what I'm saying? It's not about being anti-black. It's just that, girl, we expect certain things when we turn on our TV to Bravo when when it deals with the Real Housewives. I do accept. I have no choice but to accept that they are changing. Right? They are changing down to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I noticed that last year, and I called it out. I don't know why they're trying to do the same thing with Potomac. I don't like it. I don't get it. None of those girls down there or up there in Potomac give, I'm a baddie. You're wet. I guess. But I'm still going to watch. That's the problem. They put this bullshit out and we still watch it anyways. All right, y'all, let's move on. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Listen to this. I knew something about Andy Cohen looked completely different. I couldn't put my finger on it because I knew he had grown his hair out, but I was at one point, I ain't gonna lie. At one point, I was looking at Andy. I was touching my nipple. I was like, Andy kind of. I was like, Andy kind of cute. Andy has never been an unattractive man to me, but I had noticed a couple of months ago. I was like, something about Andy looks completely different, and I cannot put my finger on it. But something is different about Andy. It was a good different, but it was a different nonetheless. So, anyways, here we go. This is according to page 6. Andy Cohen admits to microdosing on weight loss medication. I was unhappy with my weight. I said, well, there we go. So Andy Cohen candidly revealed he recently lost a good chunk of weight this summer after he started microdosing on GLP-1 weight loss drug. I was really unhappy with my weight. My doctor and I talked about this last year, had recommended a GLP-1 a few times, not to only address what I was feeling about my weight. And then he goes on to say the star, I'm not going to read all of this, but I'll put the link to the article in the description box. The star did not disclose which GLP-1 medication he was taking, but explained that it's a medication that is actually beneficial to a lot of elements of health. And I finally said yes. The Bravo exec noted how using the drug helped curb his snacking habits, which he noted was the biggest problem amid his pretty rigorous fitness journey. I have to say, it really helped me with the cravings, which I was having a very hard time with, and really forcing myself to be more disciplined with my diet and with working out. Cohen 54 also acknowledged his privilege to be able to take advantage of the opportunity to try the drug through his insurance. Baby, my insurance ain't approved nothing. Them hospices, baby, they ain't approved me for nothing, girl. But where there's a will, there's a way. Girl, hello? um, Girl, anyways, this is a revolutionary drug. I'm so happy also to have been on this journey under the care of a doctor and working with a trainer to make sure that we have done this right. I will say my appetite returned from the microdose, but I feel like it caused me to reframe my relationship with food because it was shitty before this. And like I said, I'll put the link to the article in the description box. Listen, Andy looks good. Like I said, I was looking at Andy, like something about Andy looks completely, Andy get on my fucking nerves sometimes. But, I got a love-hate relationship with Andy. But I was looking at Andy one day and I was like, Andy, I was like, Andy kind of fine. I was like, Andy kind of fine. I was like, when did Andy get fine? Andy has never been a bad looking man. But I was just like, Andy done got to kind of fine a little bit. Where did this come from? And I was like, okay, I see his hair is longer. And I was like, did he lose weight? I was like, well, I don't know. Because Andy was never big to me. So, like, I guess when you're not like a big person or someone who got a little weight on them, like, I really could, like, to me, like when Erica Jane lost weight, like, even though she said it wasn't due to a weight loss drug or whatever. When Erica Jane lost weight, it was so crazy because Erica Jane was never a big girl to me. Even though I could see Erica Jane being a big girl in LA, Erica Jane, when I started watching The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, was just a regular sized person to me. However, when they do flashback clips now with Erica Jane being her weight, and they'll go back to whatever season they're referring to, referencing, girl, I'll think in my head, oh my God, like, Damn, Erica Jane was big, but at the time she wasn't big. But now, in comparison to how small she is now, and when I look at her old body, I'm like, damn, Erica Jane, girl, that's a different size. So you could tell, but even if they even when they didn't, even if they don't show, I'm getting excited. Let me calm down. Even when they don't show past clips, you could look at Erica when the season first came back. I think last season or the season before last, you could tell Erica Jane lost a lot of weight. You could tell like Erica, like this lady lost a lot of weight. But with Andy, I couldn't tell. I knew it was something like, but I didn't know what it was because he was never that big to me to the point where it was just so noticeable. I don't know. Y'all get what I don't know why I got so excited. I couldn't even get my thoughts out all the way. But yeah, shout out to Andy. I'm not mad at it. You know. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Listen, if you a big boy or a big girl, you know, I feel your pain. I know some people be like, you ain't big. Child, that scale say otherwise. I lost a couple of pounds. Well, I'll tell the story one day. And I'll just say that once I started to lose a few pounds, girl, it is true, girl. I don't care what nobody say. It's not about saying that you look better, smaller, but girl, I just felt better. Girl, my back wasn't hurting. Girl, I just felt a whole lot better. That's why I gotta get skinny. Girl, I gotta get back down to my good weight. Cause it is not fun being a big girl. It's just not. Back be hurting, legs be hurting, out of breath, out of shape. The girl, and I'm not saying just because you're skinny, that doesn't mean that you're not out of shape. Because there are skinny people out there who are out of shape and are a mess. But when you got that extra weight on your bones, girl. And then on top of that, we do have to recognize that we do live in um, a very thin society, right? So I know that some people would think we are trained to believe that thin is better. We know that for a fact. But I also believe in some aspects, when you work out, when you go for your walks, when you lose the weight, I just feel like, for me, I can't speak for nobody else. For me, girl, you just feel a whole lot better. You just do. You just do. Anyways, but shout out to Andy. I'm not mad at him. Go do what you got to do to make yourself feel good and to make yourself, look good. And if that's going, you know, the weight loss route, I mean, not the weight loss route, the shot route, then girl, go for what you know. As long as you're doing it, and girl, some of the girls do. You know what I think? Some of the girls mess up. I'm gonna be honest. Is that they start at the highest dosage instead of starting at the lowest dosage, just to kind of see how your body is gonna take to it. That's why some of the girls be looking sick. Because when Erica Jane first lost all that weight, Erica Jane was looking real sickish, right? Because I think some of them just start at the very highest dosage, and so your body hasn't really. This is just what I told myself. I just think your body hasn't really become accustomed to the changes that it's about to go to. You know what I'm saying? So instead of you starting off as beginner dosage, girl, you start off at this whatever dosage or whatever medication you're on, and then you lose all this weight quickly, and then you just walking around here and you look a mess. And then it's just like, oh my God, girl, what happened to her? What happened to him? Like, you remember Scott Disick walking around here looking like a skeleton? Girl, a mess. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on. Shout out to Andy. Hey, Andy. Hey, let me get one of the Watch What Happens Live, Watch What Happens Live tickets, okay? Come over, touch on my nipples. Shout out to Interracial Love. All right, y'all. That's a little Housewives tea, or at least my opinion on some Housewives mess. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.